Hurricanes are large tropical storms that form near the equator and travel across the warm waters of the Atlantic. Hurricanes can grow to be more than 500 miles across and can pack winds in excess of 100 miles per hour. Hurricanes cut paths of destruction thousands of miles wide and have caused billions of dollars in damage. As residents of the Tampa Bay area, we need to recognize that we live in an area that is susceptible to being hit by a hurricane. Along with making sure you have enough bottled water, batteries, flashlights, and canned food, you should also ensure you are prepared to offer first aid in the event you or a loved one becomes injured during a hurricane. After viewing this video series, you will have the information you need to offer first aid for 5 injuries that are common during and after a hurricane, including fractures, eye injuries, concussions, shocks, and near drowning. In this segment, Diane will discuss how to properly offer first aid to someone who may have nearly drowned during a hurricane. Remember, after a hurricane, it may be hours before trained medical professionals are able to access you or your family due to high demand for medical attention, storm debris, and localized flooding. If this is the case, what you do in the first minutes following an injury is vital. However, these instructions should not take the place of professional medical care. You should always seek medical attention as soon as you are able following an injury.
Drowning occurs when water fills the lungs, prohibiting someone from being able to breathe. During a hurricane, heavy rains can cause widespread flooding, which significantly increases the risk of someone being trapped in their car or their home. According to recent reports, 1/3 of all deaths associated with Hurricane Sandy in the New York, New Jersey area was due to drowning. Drowning was also the leading cause of death during Hurricane Katrina along the Gulf Coast. Because of the risk associated with drowning, it is always suggested that you remain indoors during a hurricane. Driving around in your car trying to be a YouTube weather reporter during a storm will significantly increase your risk of being trapped in your car, being swept off the road, and drowning. And even though hurricanes will produce significantly larger waves before and during landfall, please do not make yourself a drowning victim by trying to ride the waves. If you find someone who has or may be drowning, you should always call 911 if possible, or send someone for help immediately. If you see someone struggling in the water, you should first try to find something like a branch, rope, or a garden hose to throw to the victim. The reason for this is that a person struggling in the water is likely to panic and could cause the would-be rescuer to also drown. If a person in the water appears to be unconscious, and it is safe for you to do so, you should make an attempt to get that person out of the water as quickly as possible and onto dry land. Once the victim is on stable ground, check for breathing. If the victim is coughing or vomiting, do not perform CPR. However, if the victim is not breathing, you want to place them on their back while carefully supporting the head and neck. From here, you should begin CPR by first placing one palm on the victim's breastbone and placing the second hand on top. Place your body directly over your hands with arms straight and somewhat rigid. Perform 30 chest compressions. Then give 2 rescue breaths. Repeat the 30 chest compressions and 2 rescue breaths until medical help arrives or until the patient becomes conscious and begins breathing on their own.
Now it's time to test your knowledge on treating a drowning. In the event of a drowning, what is the first step you would take? If you answered send someone for help and assess the victim, you are correct. And the next step is to check for breathing. The third step, to place the hands on the breastbone. And the fourth step is to place your body directly over the victim. And the fifth step, to perform 30 chest bumps. The next step, if you answer give 2 rescue breaths, you are correct. And the final step on treating a drowning is to repeat 5 and 6.
The video you have just seen provided a basic understanding of the steps necessary to address an injury that may occur during a hurricane. Review these steps at the beginning of each hurricane season and practice them with your family or friends. Being prepared and taking precautions before the storm arrives should still be your top priority, but accidents may still happen, and by being prepared, you will be able to offer assistance in a critical time. Remember, these instructions are not intended to take the place of professional medical care, and you should always seek medical attention as soon as you are able following an injury. For more information on current hurricane threats and what you can do to be prepared, please visit the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's website at www.nhc.noaa.gov.